Well, my life here, I was born and raised here in Mount Holly, North Carolina. Been here my whole life. I was raised on these streets here. Went to high school, graduated from East Gaston High School in 1985. Went to a little bit of college, had scholarships to go play football, but I didn't. Got out here in the world and started hustling around and selling drugs and doing drugs and getting into trouble with the law, and I ended up going to jail quite a few times, about 30-something times to be exact. I did an 8.5-year stint in prison, and I got out. I've been shot and unshot people. I've been through so much in my life. These streets here in Mount Holly, North Carolina, I've been on them. I could tell you so much about them. If they could talk, they would tell you. Years ago, this was before I became saved. The guy came up behind me. I'm standing at the counter buying beer. My other partner's out in the car. Guy came in behind me in a wheelchair, and the two guys was with him. I knew. The guys in the wheelchair was in the wheelchair because of me. I had shot him years ago. He's asking me, "Hey Robert, how you doing?" So I looks back, and I'm thinking, oh my God, you know, my buddy's in the car, pistol's in the car, and he's not paying no mind. He looked at me and said, "You all right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm straight, how you doing?" He said, "I want to talk to you when I get through." And I said, "Okay." So I goes out to the car. He said, "You got that pistol with you, don't you?" I said, "Yeah." I goes to my car. He comes out the door with the two guys that was with him. He was in a gang that ran against us. He comes to my car, and he said, "I've been praying about you through the years." He said, "Here's my card. Come to my church. I'm a deacon now." Things just started falling on me when that happened. And I was saying, this is a guy right here behind me that actually did this. And, I'm 51 years of age now, but I didn't really start living my life until the age of 49 when I accepted Christ. I had a football Super Bowl party lined up with me and the pastor Dump here at Rhythm Church. And that night of the game, I didn't show up till late. And then when I finally showed up, I told my pastor Dump that I was tired, you know, and I told God, I asked God, why me? You know, you told me, God, that if I needed you to call you and you would answer. February the 10th of 2014, I received Christ in my life. I went to a place called Brunswick Christian Recovery Center in Charlotte, down in Brunswick County, North Carolina. I've been to all kind of rehabs before in my life, but I done got kicked out of those. I got kicked out of one for selling drugs. So I knew I had a problem, but I needed a solution. And when I went to Brunswick Christian Recovery Center down in Charlotte, they taught us about Christ. They didn't talk about your addiction. They talked about Christ. They're trying to help you to get well. See, one thing about an addiction is that you're not bad people trying to do good. You're sick people trying to get well. And when they picked me up, Dump got me set up for it, and I went down there and I looked, I said, "Where is we going?" We got to a place. It was a house, a fellowship hall, and a church. And on both sides of us, it was cotton fields. And I was the only black guy down there. And I was like, "Lord, where am I at?" But you sent me. And he said, "Look to the hills." I had to look to the fields. But I got there and I stayed there for a couple months. And after a while, I told Dump, I said, I got to come back because it's something I got to do. And Dump kept asking me, why you want to come back? You sure, you sure, you sure? Because I was coming back to the environment where I was at. But I said, it's just something that God wants me to do. And since I've been back, I've been speaking. I've been talking to people, letting them know about the goodness of God. I got back, I got me a job making $7.25 an hour. And I looked at that paycheck and I was saying to myself, $200-300 a week. I said I could have made this in one sale. But I just kept faith. I prayed. That God, you told me, if I believe in you, you would have it. I prayed. A while later, I got another job for $10 an hour. Little did I know, that's where I met my wife at. Me and her started dating. God blessed me with her, and I met her. And we got married December the 12th, 2015. And everybody asks me, how did I do it? How did I do it? I have to keep telling people I didn't do nothing. God did this. I said I put my trust in God and He done it. It took me 49 years to really live. I'll be 52 this November by the grace of God. I came home from work one day. I'd been working hard and it was hot outside. It was real hot. I went into one of these little stores, one of these old country stores where you have the little bell on the door when you go in. I went in, the guy was behind the counter. I hollered at him, went to the back. I was looking for me a soda. And a voice said, plain as day, get you a beer. You know you want a beer. Plain as day. I looking around, I said to myself, this can't be happening. Then they said, get you a beer, Robert. You hot, you thirsty, you need your beer. So I looked back around to my left. And when I looked back around, it was a little kid standing there, a little black kid standing there. And he looked at me and said, the devil is a lie. So I turned back around, and when I turned back around, Lord, I'm getting goosebumps now talking about it. When I turned back around and I looked, the kid was gone. I took and went to the front. I asked the guy in the front, did you? I said, did you see anybody in this store? He said, no, ain't nobody in this store but me and you. Are you smoking that stuff? I said, no. So I went home. I told my wife about it. I was still shaking, and she said, that was the angel watching out for you. I tell everybody that the God we serve is real. Everything in my life didn't change until I asked God to come into it. And don't let nobody, don't think for 1 minute that it gets easy. That's the time that you got to fight. I lost a lot of friends, but I've also gained a lot. But one thing I got to say today is that God is real and He's alive and He saved me. And what He do for me, He can do for you. Because my journey is not half as important as my destination.